The following podcast contains strong language and ridiculous cartoon scenarios conjured up by two self-proclaimed comedy wizards. Between you and me, they're more like Saturday morning court jesters fueled by sugary cereal. But either way, the opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their well-intentioned hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Unless, of course, you want to pay them to say something else. Could always use a new pair of shoes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to ReviewParty.com. It's me, Brent.
It's me, Matt.
You know us. We've been together for a long year. Throughout the pandemic, going strong together, cracking jokes together.
It's been a long day. Always.
Isn't that Counting Crows?
That was a little bit of Matchbox 20.
Matchbox 20. What happened to the other 19 Matchboxes?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. What happened to all the other COVIDs? What happened to all the other Matchboxes? Somebody's
There's
not
18
selling
other COVIDs. How many other Blinks are there? 181?
There's at least 181 other Blinks. Where are the files?
How many sums? 40 of them.
40
sums.
That's 40 sums.
We got to get out of this joke. You got to review.
Yeah, I got a hot one, like a stack of pancakes, because this is a Google review for IHOP, Crystal Lake IL. I don't know why I said ill.
Illinois?
It's the land of the ill.
Because you're all sick. Y'all get behind the wheel and drive like sick people.
Get down with the sickness. Google reviewer Austin Zanatti writes, "Very disappointed with the service. I had a great meal, but we all know we have to flush it with a drink, so I drank my delicious water. But I ran out of water. I was a bit sad, so I asked the server for water, but he never came back with it. Never going there again until they get their service back together. I was really happy where I sat because I saw my car and played with the keys to see if it would open and lock. Lock emoji. 3 stars.
Oh, man. I think we have someone with a bit of an empty head.
Yeah.
Not too many marbles rattling around up there.
It's like a 16-year-old. Easily amused. Easily pleased with just delicious water.
Yeah, what I'm uncomfortable with here, though, is how she described to flush down her meal with water.
You gotta flush it with a drink.
You have to flush your meal. I don't know if I think about it like that. That seems a little violent for mealtime.
I mean, yeah, what do people say instead? Just follow it with a drink?
You wash it down, right?
Wash it down. That's the phrase.
That's the go-to phrase. Flush it down just seems like there's like clog. You were shoveling it in. The shoveling couldn't go no more. All right, flush it. You just dump a whole pitcher of water into your gullet.
Scalding coffee is a good alternative.
And then you got to pack down some more.
I mean, if you're at IHOP, you're getting stacks of pancakes.
Stacks.
They're not the highest quality, but even still.
But the coffee's bottomless, the stacks are high, the syrups are plentiful.
You're gonna get just a wad of pancakes stuck in your gullet.
You're gonna need a full-on flush. You're gonna need something just short of Drano to take care of this pancake clog. It's like the episode of The Simpsons where Homer gets stuck in the water slide. And they send little kids down to unclog them like missiles. They just all get stuck too. I guess I could do a review here, unless you got something else to say about that.
No, let's keep this hot. Let's keep this moving.
Let's keep this bussing, huh? All right, I got a review here, as seen on Shark Tank from Amazon.
Oh boy.
Corduroy chenille beanbag chair. Convertible chair, folds from beanbag to bed. As seen on Shark Tank, charcoal, full size.
Bed?
It's a big beanbag chair that folds out into a bed.
I'm flipping my hands down, just like, we'll see. We'll see.
All right. Well, Casey's got a lot to say about it. All right.
I hope so.
I picked this one because I feel like we haven't had a good call-out review in a long time, where they call out the other reviewers and it gets spicy. Love those. Casey titles her review for the beanbag chair bed, "Give it time to fluff, weirdos." She writes, "First of all, to all the haters, this is vacuum packed to reduce space while shipping. Vacuums take out air. And what does foam have in it, kids? That's right. Air. So if you judge it by its first appearance, that's kind of like judging a baby's cuteness fresh out of the womb. It's all wrinkly and misshapen."
Wow.
The first thing my daughter and I did was lay on the, quote, mattress inside part of it just to go at it, separating the foam pieces from each other. Then we flipped it and kept at it until we didn't have any pieces stuck together. The pieces still hard. Because why? They didn't have a chance to get the air back in them yet. So we laid it out flat and waited. A day later, the pictures were the result. There will be even more fluffing and even more expansion. But it's already pretty comfy. I didn't want to move, but I had to get up to write this review so you all would stop hating. 5 stars.
I don't know. I don't want to assume, but I don't think that everybody else ripped the package on this thing and like they put hands on it and said, "Oh, this is hard as rock. Time to write a review."
Just for argument's sake, for this discussion's sake, this product is 70% 5-star, 13% 4-star, 3% 7, 3-star is 7%, 2-star, 3%, 1-star, 7%. So greatly reviewed 5 stars, but from the order of the helpful reviews,
okay,
it's split between people that say this thing was uncomfortable, the foam was nasty and broken up and weird, and it didn't work, and people saying just let it fluff, you stinking morons.
Interesting.
It's very cut down the middle, it seems like.
Well, it could literally be it could be people living on mountains, and it could be people living at sea level. You know?
Right. The altitude really messes up.
The atmosphere is having an effect on your foam.
You're living in Colorado, you might not want to fuck with this beanbag chair.
No. Especially that it's corduroy. That is the first thing that stuck out to me. A corduroy bed.
I think it's Corduroys is the brand name.
That's just a silly name. Okay, thank God.
Yeah, it looks kind of like regular soft beanbag material.
Okay.
The bed is just regular. But the guy's name is Roy, and he's got a
corduroys. I mean, that's fun. That's fine.
In the as seen on Shark Tank picture, Corduroy looks really stoked to be on TV.
I would be too. Yeah, be in front of all those people.
Me too. And he won. He got his things on Amazon.
Man, I've seen a lot of dumb stuff on that show.
Well, let me tell you, if you think it's dumb after this factoid, there's 3 sizes. We'll call them full, queen, and king. Full is 30 pounds. Queen is 45 pounds. King is 60 pounds.
What?
That's right.
That's got to be heavier than a regular mattress. Am I wrong?
I think so.
I haven't weighed or lifted mattresses recently, but I think that's pretty heavy.
That's pretty heavy. I don't know. You need 2 people to bring a mattress upstairs, right? I don't know if I necessarily need more than one person to bring up something that's 60 pounds, unless it's very awkward.
The awkwardness, yeah.
You got me Googling the average weight of a bed right now. Average mattress weight? 50 to 150 pounds.
For a king? Or just for any bed?
So I think a king, like a California king, might be 150.
Wow.
California king is up to 180. A king is 130 to 180. So,
all right.
Their king is as heavy as a full mattress.
Okay. I guess I didn't really think about the weight of a person. I can push a person off of me, no problem.
I thought you were going to say off of a cliff.
That too.
It doesn't.
It's like
I can do that without thinking.
I don't even break a sweat.
It's totally reactionary when I just dive someone off the side of a mountain.
Oh yeah, they're
breathing up all my good fluff in air. I gotta get rid of them.
Hey, you're a lightweight. You're a twin.
Just one finger. That's all you need. They look like Sonic the Hedgehog on the side of a ledge. Whoa! Whoa! And you just blow air on them and they fall. And it makes your day easier. I understand.
Murder makes everything easier. Yes.
You want to roll that one? I got a review.
I have an as seen on TV review myself.
Oh.
But of a different flavor. I have a Google Maps review of the Full House house.
Okay.
Quote, historical landmark, according to Google Maps.
My little sister is a huge Full House fan. When Full House stopped being on Nick at Night, I think Fresh Prince took over maybe, she bought all the DVDs the next day. She just got bought. Back when they'd come in those huge boxes. And how many seasons of that show are there?
Oh, 9.
9, 10? So, yeah, just like, and she would just watch them on repeat. She was binging before it was cool to binge.
Wow. Okay. Well, hopefully she gets something out of this review. Hopefully we all do. Google user L Raider writes, under construction when we were there. Like, being gutted. Tear. And that is asterisk, tear, asterisk, like they're crying.
They are producing tear.
And too many cranky signs from neighbors or the current owner. I don't know. Like, you bought a piece of my childhood and you're asking me to be quiet? That's unreasonable. 2 stars.
I want to know what they're doing.
They
gotta have to be quiet.
There are signs. If you go to the Google Maps page and you look at the pictures that people have taken, there are signs that just say, people live here. Be quiet. Don't be noisy. And I agree with Al Raider. Like, what did you expect?
Yeah, I kind of agree with... I can see both sides.
Let me see if I can find some.
On one hand, you gotta expect people to be outside your house when you live in a American cultural landmark. On the other hand, what? Are people fucking screaming outside your house?
Hey,
how are they being loud?
Where's Bob Saget?
Where's Uncle Joey? Where's this freaky puppet? Get out of here!
Okay, it looks like there's a nice sign. I don't know when these photos are from. One it says, private home, please be respectful, no trespassing. That's all good.
Okay.
People complain because they painted the door green. That's another. But then there are signs up like for construction, and it looks like just a piece of printer paper inside a plastic sleeve. Please keep the volume way down. Act the way you would like fans to act outside your house 24/7.
What are people doing outside this house? I can't believe that.
Oh,
are they having concerts outside?
5 of these same things just along a construction fence.
How loud do you have to be because they have a driveway? It's not like they're that close to the sidewalk. I feel like
they're pretty. These are the paints.
They're up there.
Paint
I don't know.
I'm gonna be doing a burnout in front of.
Yeah, are people doing donuts in front of the freaking Full House?
Full House.
This is for you, Uncle Joey.
Big
Poulier, I love you.
They're riding choppers. This is for Stamos.
Yeah, just a bunch of old dudes with pompadours and sweet jackets. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, like you knew what you were doing. I would capitalize on it. I would
make it an Airbnb for sure.
Airbnb, do some cosplay out there.
Move somewhere else. Do some Airbnb. Well, you can't. I don't want people in my house Airbnb. I'd live somewhere else. That would be the Airbnb.
If I had a DeLorean and I got angry because people were like, "Oh, you sick car, man, Back to the Future, man," and I'm just like, "Shut up, please. Treat this like any other car, please. No,
be quiet, you big idiot.
This is just my car, my personal property."
Yeah, imagine driving around LA into the Batmobile, the one from the Christopher Nolan one, the tank-looking one. And like, hey, quit taking pictures. This is my private vehicle. I'm going to work.
It's just my life, people, not your fandom.
Yeah, you shoot out the motorcycle. You shoot out the front end just on the motorcycle on the two wheels, doing sweet front flips and shooting machine guns. Hey, quit it! Hey, quit looking!
There's another sign. Warning. The property and the entire block is under 24/7, 365 video surveillance.
Jeez.
Inappropriate behavior will be reported and video will be shared with law enforcement agencies.
I can't imagine what these people are doing.
Oh my God.
That made them have to lock it down like this.
This one just says in big bold letters, you came to visit this one house. They're brutal.
That's mean.
You bought this one house. Who are you to talk?
People like that show. They're allowed to like that show?
Yeah.
And want to go see a landmark from it?
People go to Scranton, they're going to drive over that bridge and look at that factory and be like, play the music. Play the music. Yeah, there's nobody on that bridge. No one's going to say, get out of Scranton, you pissant.
Quit playing that music. There's no...
There aren't actually offices here. People work.
There's no Dwight here. There's no Jim and Pam. Yeah, these are real people. Get out of here. I don't want to hear your dumb song.
I've got more. People live in every other house, condo, and apartment on this block. We hear you and see you all day long. And at night, too.
Is this not San Francisco? Was it filmed in San Fran, Tokyo? Where everyone's walls are made of paper?
Apparently.
Do they live some kind of traditional Japanese homes where they just have sliding paper walls? They can hear everything around them?
Very old buildings.
I can't believe this, dude. How?
There's a picture of Bob Saget and Dave Coulier getting interviewed. That's all I needed to see.
That's the homies. Do they yell at them? Are they mad when they're outside interviewing?
This picture, they're in front of a red door, so this must be, in the good times.
Oh, this was in the happy days.
Before these new owners took over.
Before we depart from our lovely, what's this, Full House segment, I'd like to point everyone to a Tumblr. It's called The Same Picture of Dave Coulier Every Day. And every day at around 4, they post the same picture of Dave Coulier. If you use Tumblr, it's pretty much the best blog you can follow.
That sounds awesome.
It's great. Check it out, folks. What we're going to be checking out right here is a review from Amazon. I know it's a big surprise. For Gordon by Bare Naked Ladies, a classic album, but don't take it from me. Take it from user I Ain't No Porn Writer. They title it, Buy This for Your Nephew in Junior High.
This is great so far.
One thing about the Bare Naked Ladies is that they're really hilarious guys, and their humor shines through in their music and concerts especially. I love their antics during the interviews. They totally crack me up. Gordon is that album you remember from elementary school or junior high that you got a real kick out of its silliness and immaturity. I know I did. The Bare Naked Ladies were these 5 Canadian nerdy clowns who became among the coolest of cool in American music. Lead singer Stephen Page has a gifted voice, and I'm sure those choir lessons he took back in school helped out. I also love the fact that they use all those wacky instruments. I think they're the only rock band to have a sax player. David Rehawk, author of A Young Girl's Crimes. 5 stars.
Is A Young Girl's Crimes a porn book or something?
I don't know, man. That's how he signs it.
He's trying to tell us he's
we
not.
We really respect reviewers that sign their reviews on Amazon. And he sort of dropped a little resume.
A little ad.
A little elevator pitch for you at the end there.
A Young Girl's Crimes. David Rehak?
Hey, take it from him, man. I can't. It's his word here. He ain't no porn writer.
Okay, Flora wants to be a normal teenager, but her wealthy and domineering father won't let her. He wants to keep her locked up in his mansion forever. Her anger and rebellion grows. The sexually cruel and evil ideas of the Marquise de Sade feed the anger and rebellion, which turn to murder and perversion. She is reaching out for love, every kind of love. but it's one disappointment after another. Rejection. Finally, Flora turns to God and finds spiritual guidance. But can she escape her dark past?
How many people did she murder?
I don't know.
How many people did she murder? I think St. Peter's got to know that before he lets you in.
There's a review here titled Midwest Book Review, which I feel compelled to just read. And
okay, let's do it.
I'll just read what I see in the middle of the body, which is Flora discovers her father's secret smut reading. Since Flora is now becoming of age, her feelings are stirred reading and viewing this material. So, I don't know.
It just kind of glances at it? I don't know. I'm uncomfortable either way.
I take the dude at his word. He's not writing porn. What he is writing is cool reviews about cool Canadian rock bands. And
he's just really into them.
I love their music and their quirkiness.
Would you give this to a nephew in junior high?
Yes, I would.
Would you give it to a sexually repressed heroine?
Yes.
From a novel?
It would let her see the light. I wouldn't get her a real green dress, though.
All she had to hear was, if I had $1 million, and it all became clear.
That line kills me every time.
The green dress. I feel like everyone's got a line in that song that kills them.
Because
it's not real green dress. That's cruel.
Yeah, they play with you. The fur, not a real fur coat. That's cool. We're all fine. Bare naked ladies, they're making sense.
I like the craft dinner part, but then I think they mentioned ketchup with it. And they talked about the finest ketchups, and see, you have me, and then you don't have me. It's a real roller coaster of a situation for me.
The artisanal Dijon ketchup.
I do like Dijon mustard, so maybe I'll like Dijon ketchup.
It's the specificity. They get some good specificity, some good imagery in their songs. Man, this turned into our review of the Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah, I should have known. I'm always careful about putting on stuff that we strictly like, because it just turns into this, which isn't the worst thing.
Pinch me, man.
Is Old Apartment on there? That's the... Which one is Old Apartment on? The next one with the kid with the hat and the ugly face?
I don't know what's on what. I just know the tunes, man.
The tunes. Well, I think we derailed this one to the point where we're never going back. Let's take a little early break, huh?
Time for a Phil Collins break. Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode, and welcome to Me, You, and Meme Reviews.
I called it, dude.
You called
it during the break. I felt it in the air.
That's right.
I told him I'm excited for the segment because I don't know what he's going to do. He says, I'll surprise you. And I'm like, I mentioned it. And I was like, ooh. All right, lay it on me, sucker.
This is Me, You, and Meme Reviews, edition 3, I think. No, 4. This is the fourth
4.
one. Because it's been a year.
Remember the pens.
It's been a year. And we bring to the table a book. You may not have been expecting this, but if you dabble in your meme products on Amazon, you may have seen this under the People Also Viewed How to Avoid Huge Ships. The book by John W. Trimmer. How to Avoid Huge Ships is a 1982 book by Captain John W. Trimmer, Master Mariner and Seattle Harbor Pilot. The first edition was self-published from Trimmer's home in Seattle and carried the subtitle, or I never met a ship I liked. If you're not familiar with this book, the second edition has a giant ship on the cover with a tiny boat in front of it fleeing and the red bold letters, How to Avoid Huge Ships. With a name like that, you can understand. People think, ooh, that's funny. Ooh, I'm gonna write a jokey joke review.
Okay, so you think just this ridiculous mode book presented itself and people just jumped at the chance here.
People champed at the bit. They chomped at it. Their teeth were gnashing like Satan in the final ring of hell.
Oh, that's not good.
No, they were just really eager.
Poor Brutus, dude. He was just trying to do what he thought was right.
Anyway, back to this book. The way Miyu and meme reviews work, if you're a new listener, by the way, thanks for checking us out.
Hi.
This is a 2-part segment. The first part in which we will introduce the product and read some of the meme reviews that made it famous. Next week, I will review the product myself, both in jest and in total seriousness. But now it's time for laughs. I am starting out with a Goodreads review of this book from Cormac.
Oh, so this meme is spread across the website.
It has. And this guy was good enough that I'm like, yeah, I'll grab it. Cormac writes, this book really is one of the best huge ship avoidance references I've come across. Not just for the effective methods it teaches as to avoiding huge ships, but also for exploding some of the huge ship avoidance myths that many of us take for granted. For example, do not charge the huge ship at full speed in an attempt to scare it off. This may work with coyotes, but it is less effective with huge ships. Similarly, do not roll your boat over and play dead. Unless the huge ship is captained by a grizzly bear, this will not work. Do not attempt to go under the huge ship. This is typically not successful. Do not attempt to jump over the huge ship. Captain Trimmer presents a rather novel technique for avoiding huge ships. Move your boat out of the path of the huge ship. I know what you're thinking. This goes against conventional wisdom, but Trimmer presents significant empirical evidence to support this theory. Indeed, over the long run, moving out of the way will dramatically decrease the number of huge ship collisions you will have to endure in your daily life. 5 stars.
Can't argue with that, dude. Can't argue with that.
To Amazon now. Amazon user Lady Pants titles their review Invaluable and writes, recently my husband and I were taking a trip to Madagascar. We were sleeping in our resort until a huge ship came out of nowhere and ruined our entire vacation. Not only did it proceed to catcall and cuss out my husband, but it also ran over multiple families as they fled for their lives. After our encounter, I bought this book, and to my surprise, it was invaluable. Most other advice I had heard about huge ships were to play dead or intimidate the huge ship. This book debunked all myths involving ships of a particularly large size. I now know that intimidating the huge ship is the wrong way to go. The next day, I brought this book with me out onto the water. Surely enough, we were confronted by a large ship. It was about 200 yards away, which meant we only had a few hours until the behemoth barreled over us. I quickly pulled out this book and read away. With only 1 hour and 45 minutes left, I figured out that I should move a few feet to the left. I can't thank Captain Trimmer for saving my life. 5 stars. Similar vein. Angie Johnson titles her review, Great Advice, Published Too Late. I wish I'd read this highly informative title in the late 90s. My husband and I both suffer from PTHSCD, post-traumatic huge ship collision disorder, which we acquired while piloting our own huge ship. I remember it like it was yesterday. We were carrying over 3 million gallons of blue paint to Morocco.
Wait, I have to make a joke before she makes it, just so I can... All right.
You know what's coming?
Yeah, so I can say I called it. Does she say there's always a bigger ship?
No.
That would be funny though, right?
Yes.
Okay, continue.
Okay. We were carrying over 3 million gallons of blue paint to Morocco when, wouldn't you know it, we collided with our competitors. They had about 4 million gallons of red-brown on board, and before you knew it, we were all marooned. 3 stars.
That last joke was 3 stars. Mine's better. Mine's better.
All right, I'm rounding down. John Petty titles his review, "A Book of Hate Speech, Posing as Advice." Stick with us here. As a huge ship myself, I'm hurt and offended that the author of this disreputable tract would suggest that I be avoided. Life is difficult enough as a huge ship in a world of sailboats, but now to be vilified like this is more than anyone should have to bear. Although federal guidelines exist regarding accessibility requirements to accommodate huge ships, we need extra-wide docking space in retail centers and restaurants, for instance. I can tell you that they are rarely followed, leading to pain, discomfort, and embarrassment when I attempt to go out in public. The plight of the huge ship in society is rarely discussed. It seems that people would rather ignore us. Hence the title of this reprehensible book. Than to take the time to get to know us and appreciate our unique needs and common desires, leading to misunderstanding and resentment on both sides. Oh yes, I hear you, you kayaks and catamarans, snickering behind my stern when I go by. Don't think I don't. I hear all the jokes. Wow, check out the wake on that. Or, when you sit around the port, you really sit around the port. This is boat humor.
Yo mama jokes, but for big boats.
We don't want to be seen as different or ugly or nautically challenging. We just want to be recognized as contributing members of society the same as anyone else. So the next time you see a huge ship, please don't ignore it. Step up and say, "Hello, how are you?" You might just make a friend for life. 1 star.
Wow, why you gotta bring the star?
All right.
The stars score down like that. I got 2 thoughts about this. One, I would love to hear a tugboat's opinion on this whole situation. They're kind of caught between 2 worlds here, right?
Yes, they are powerful but often small boats.
It's buff and small boats. They hang out with big boats while being a small boat themselves.
They tow barges.
You know, maybe they can sort of be an ambassador between communities. Really get this stuff sorted out here. And 2, I'm really excited to hear your actual review of this product to figure out if this book is all bullshit, if this people even read this.
Yeah, as Brent says, I will be making an actual review of this. I didn't purchase it because people are insane, and it would have cost me like over $100 to get this book.
Whoa.
But God bless America and the public library system, interlibrary loan has it in my hands for what I pay in taxes.
So you can't get that Amazon certified purchase, but
no, it won't be verified.
Read the sucker.
I'll leave it on Goodreads.
That's boom. Talk about best of both worlds.
Right. So look forward to the exciting conclusion of Me, You, and Meme reviews. How to avoid huge ships next week.
I was saving a taking a huge ship joke. I almost shipped my pants kind of jokes.
That's quality.
Yeah, so got those out of the system. You got a review? I want to hear your voice some more.
Okay.
I need it.
Sure, I'll clean the air. I have from REI.com a review for Counter Assault Bear Bells.
Sure.
Like little bells, deter bears.
That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I made that noise. I put my fist in the air, shook them as though I was holding bells, and that noise came out of my mouth.
You tie them to your shoes, maybe, something? I'm not sure.
That's for all. That creates a large barrier, non-bear barrier around you at all times if you're on your shoes.
REI user Brybear titles their review, "Safety Doesn't Take a Vacation." And they write, "Bought a couple of these jinglers and did not encounter a single bear while we walked around camp. Probably because we were in a fairly noisy area already, but I like to think it was because of these bells. Plus, we sounded adorable walking around. $3 was a small price to pay for peace of mind and not getting eaten. 5 stars.
Man, you know what part I enjoyed of that review?
Jinglers?
What a trendsetter, dude. He's just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
He just pulled up to the half-court line and shot the 3, dude. He just went for it. He said jinglers.
Hey, man, get us some of those jinglers.
You know what? Swish. I'm going to call bells jinglers as much as possible from now on.
all bells, not just bear repelling bells?
I think it's all bells. It seems like for these jinglers, these particular jinglers, these bear bells,
okay, yes.
these bear jinglers. Oh, dude. But I think there is sadly, some truth to this. This product, I think, is legit. I'm pretty sure in Japan, people tie bells to their backpacks to keep wild boar away.
That's what I was gonna say. The boars, yeah.
Those things are scary, dude. I never saw one in person, and I am glad. You don't want one of those nasty dudes after you.
When I went to Yellowstone, they did have bells in like one of the shops.
Mm.
I don't think I'm going to be going to the back country where I need to worry about that.
Right. You're sticking to the well kept trails.
Yeah. Although a bison did walk through the campground, so you never know.
That rules. So they got bear repelling bells. I would imagine some people want wildlife attracting jinglers.
Yeah. What does that sound like?
Bring, 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 bring. Very welcoming.
Like a child's bicycle bell. Ooh. Or the little man with his ice cream cart pushing down the city block.
Yeah. There's fun that way when you hear that type of jingler.
Ooh, the bear comes up. What's going on?
Someone got some honey over here, huh? The moose comes up yonder, eh? It's Canadians. Who's got the poutine? That's what Canadians do at parties.
Oh, yeah.
Beavers, do they get a Canadian accent too? Or are they from like Minnesota or something?
They're Minnesota.
Okay. It's basically the same thing, except
Basically
you gotta say
same thing.
You gotta say hot dish instead of poutine.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden, jingle, 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 and they all scatter.
Oh, come on, dude! What are you bringing up?
What kind of jinglers you got on?
Jinglers. What kind of jinglers you got on over there, dude?
You're ruining it for
You got to jingle off.
Oh, like
You start
stomp,
jingling.
like
Yeah.
What's the stand? What's that?
Stomp,
Stand
that's
up.
right.
Stomp is
I
the
think it's
dance.
stomp.
But there's those movies where they have all those dance battles.
Oh, okay.
Stand up? Is it just stand up?
I don't know. I'm not much of a dance battle movie guy.
Me either.
I did picture that, and like they're jingling so aggressively and amazing, and doing their such a sweet dance. It's like Darude Sandstorm starts playing, like the tempo's picking up. Jingle, 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 jingle.
Suddenly they're in front of Old Faithful, and I just neon jets.
They ride geysers to the sky as their jingler battle turns Super Saiyan.
That's awesome.
So, hey, sounds like a party to me.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time at old Yellowstone. Speaking of good time, I got a review here. This is from Amazon for Final Fantasy VIII Remastered for the PS4. This review is written by Badass McCool. They title it, "This is Final Fantasy VIII."
My dude.
This is the same game that Mom got when I finally brought home a good grade in high school. The story still doesn't make much sense regarding child mercenaries and time-traveling orphans, and how nobody seems to really care there are a race of aliens living in just part of the map. It's still fun, and the card game is what I bought the entire game for. It is as fun as I remember. 5 stars.
Whoa. The card game?
There's a card. Yeah, most Final Fantasy
In-game,
games have a card
mini-games.
game within the game.
Okay. I don't want to completely lose the audience who won't know this reference, but that's like getting Shenmue and just playing on the motorcycle racing game, or getting all the Sonic collectibles on the in-game toy machines.
Or it's like playing Final Fantasy X and only playing Blitzball.
Yes, that too. Lots of games have them. Playing good old Jet Force Gemini and going to the Ant Club.
This might be a little facetious. In order to win the card game, you got to get all the cards, which means you have to fight
play the
card
game.
battle NPCs, throughout the game, throughout your adventures.
Just incidental gameplay getting in the way of your card game.
Yeah, you gotta freaking save the stupid world and all, and make friends and level up and get stronger and learn cool magic. do all that stupid crap so you could play sweet cards.
Hey, why not? Just like the first review today, some people just like water and seeing their car through the window. Some people just like the in-game card game.
Hey, the card game has a sweet soundtrack. I'm going to send it to you right now.
I am digging it. It's bouncing.
Yeah, this song is called Shuffle or Boogie. You can do either. Shuffle that deck or do a little boogie for me.
That's what I'm doing at the bar. Boogie, boogie, boogie. Boogie, boogie, boogie. It's got some nice dark undertones, but also fun. Oh, like you're having fun playing cards. There's a world to save out there, but you're also having fun playing cards.
You got a cool cactus on this card.
Ta, ta.
This one's got a fireball on it. I think, are you starting to understand why you would just want to play the card game?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm glad. So yeah, hey, you got a review?
I do. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to this segment. This one is a story.
Oh, bit of a juicer.
Bit of a juicer. One where we probably won't have much to say afterwards, except wow. Amazon user The Bumble titles their review, "This book helps me find strength when I need it most." And writes, "I don't know if it was the pressure of early adult life or the demands of college, but I began to experiment with huge ships in my late teens. I began by looking at huge ship magazines in the basement when my parents weren't around. Then one day my mom came home early and unexpectedly caught me in the act. Both of my parents were furious. They asked me where I got the magazine from, and I said I found it, and that I thought it only contained articles on small watercraft. As a result, I started to sneak out at night, telling my parents that I was headed to a friend's house to watch Full House. But
Topical.
Topical. But in reality, I was in the library, reading up on the huge ships. As my
Studying diligently, dude.
As my career developed, I found an apartment that I could afford and moved out of my parents' house. My interest in huge ships only grew. My apartment became a center for trafficking huge ship paraphernalia. Model huge ships, pictures of huge ships, life preservers, you name it. Eventually some neighbors complained and the owner of the apartment building had me evicted. By that time I was so far gone that I didn't care and I moved into a hostel. It was the perfect place to continue my pursuit of huge ships. The rent was cheap, drifters came and went, everyone minded their own business, and once in a while the new person would come along with scale models of huge ships in Turkey. We had a lot of wild nights and I was having trouble holding down my job. Eventually I got fired. One day it dawned on me that if I don't get away from huge ships, I'll end up dead. By pure luck, I ran into a fellow who went through the same thing, and he recommended Trimmer's book. Between the book and my support group, I made progress and got back on my feet again. Last night, I almost turned left out of the parking lot instead of turning right, as I've done routinely for the last 6 months. Turning left would have meant that I was heading to the port of Baltimore, where huge ships are present everywhere. Horns blowing, sailors lashing gear to decks, and merchants teasingly gesturing to the gangplanks.
Merchants, you say?
Merchants teasingly gesturing to the gangplanks as they ask passerby if they want to go on a voyage on a great, big, huge ship. I started to imagine the wakes in the bay and the frolicking of tugs as they pull and push these huge ships in and out of the port. There was a burning desire inside of me. My mouth started to salivate. My hands were trembling. And my eyes darted left and right as they searched for an answer. I thought that maybe I could just go to the port and find 1 or 2 huge ships, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Call it a voice in my head, an angel on my shoulder, or Trimmer's book in my glove box. But I turned right and headed home instead. My support group had a meeting last night and I told them about my near stumble. It felt good to tell everyone that I did not fall victim to weakness. I have my beloved support group and my dearest John W. Trimmer to thank for 6 months huge ship free. 5 stars. Yeah. Yeah.
Very nice. That review, I don't know if this is what it was going for, but it did make me want Or it does make me want to build a model of a huge ship. A big battleship, aircraft carrier or something. Street
Models are
model,
cool.
painted up. Ooh.
Yes.
Stencil in USS Nimitz on the side. Ooh.
There you go.
Ooh, no one's avoiding me when I get in my big ship. I'm going to be a terror to all these reviewers.
The scourge of the seas.
It's Nimitz and his big ship. Flee!
He's too huge.
I'm going to be chopping continents in half and shit, dude.
And that is how the Earth was remade.
That's how One Piece starts. Rufy! What is it called in One Piece? The Big Blue?
Yeah,
The Big Blue Ocean. Hey. You want to do some plugs?
Let's plug it.
Let's plug it up, dude. Thank you, listener, making it through the episode. I hope that means you enjoyed it. You had a good time. You had a few laughs. Me and Matt did.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you come back next week for the next installment of Me, You, and Me reviews.
How to avoid huge ships.
On Tuesday, hashtag Tuesday Reviews Day. That's right. Every Tuesday morning, we've got a new episode of This Biz and Tell. One of us meets our untimely or perhaps timely demise. It's about time someone kills me.
I'm going to read this book real soon, because there's ships out there.
You never know when one might cross your path, dude. Mess up your day. If you'd like to send an absurd review for us to muse over, please send an email with a hyperlink, a screenshot, a madoobly-doo to reviewparty.com@gmail.com. Include your name, some sort of moniker, and we'd love to throw you credit and feature you on the show.
Or if you're a phone user only, you can take a screenshot there, send it to us on Instagram @reviewparty.com. You can also check out TikTok @reviewparty.com and the Twitter @reviewpartypod. Give us a follow, give us a like, give us all your wildest dreams. And then treat yourself to reviewparty.com, where you can see all the episodes, where you can see all of the blog posts about review-related things, especially interesting around Me, You, and Meme review time.
Absolutely.
And there's a shop and a newsletter to sign up for. There's endless possibilities.
Beautiful graphic design. If you're a fan of the Review Party brand, then just go drink it in. Go enjoy it.
It's strong.
It's a strong aura from that website. The double.com really makes it stronger than your average website. And I know someone that's stronger than your average band. That's our favorite band, the Nosebleeds. You heard their song "Bread for Breakfast" throughout the episode. I know you're tip-tapping your toes. You may have even been shuffling and boogieing to that situation. If you want to find more of their great music, you can go to Spotify, search up Nosebleeds. It's just one word. I think that's it. You got a review to finish us out here, buddy?
Yes, I do. I have a Google Maps review of the Golden Gate Bridge Welcome Center. And this review comes to us from J.K. Hong. J.K. writes, "Just straighten your back and try not to slouch and enjoy the breathtaking view. 5 stars."